Hey, TLD family, we're coming to you from the main Thin Line Defense channel. We'll explain and talk about that a little later. Real quick, I want to introduce everybody in the group. So we got Walsh back finally. Took a little 2 week hiatus, but he's back and ready to go. We got TLD Joe up above me, and we got Joe. We'll explain. I'll turn it over to TLD. Oh, Jason
Wow,
popped
that's
in.
cute guy.
Welcome, Jason.
What's happening?
So I'll have TLD Joe kind of introduce Joe and take it from there. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, my screen frozen, so I don't know if you can hear or see me or what. But so if you guys have seen, we put out a couple teaser. We threw some stuff on Instagram. So I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory. The other Joe, I work with Joe, and Joe's into woodworking. So I don't know, about a year ago or so, I'm like, hey Joe, why don't you make me one of the concealment flags? I've been wanting one for years. Is this something that you could do? He was like, yeah, I can absolutely do that. So we're busy at work. A year going by, and he still hasn't made my flag. So I just reached out to Liberty Concealment and ordered their flag. About 2 days after I ordered their flag, Joe comes into the office and says, hey man, I just ordered and just went out and bought all the supplies for your flag. And I was like, man, you're not going to believe this, but I just ordered one. Can we do something else? And Joe, with a huge sigh, said, yeah, he can make something else work. So we ended up making a coffee table, right, Joe? So why don't you go in a little bit and tell about the coffee table?
So basically, it's made out of well, this one, yours particularly, is made out of it's sanded ply, but it's that 3/4 inch ply. So therefore, it's kind of like similar to the same stuff you would find on like your kitchen cabinets, whatever, so to hold up a little more. The wood, 2x6s and so on and so forth. Wood screws. Of course, we got to have your locking mechanism on there because you want it to be able to be locked and unlocked, so nobody just can't go in and get into it. It's burned according to your specifications, how you wanted it to have that burn look, and you also had made a mention to me about it being distressed. So you can't probably see it on the pictures, but if you look at the flag and you actually look at the actual stripes, I didn't sand them down to be smooth, so it had a more distressed look. I mean, I sanded them a little bit, but just to give it that worn, kind of tattered look that I thought that you would like, seeing as you had stated, like, I don't want it to be, something super perfect. So, I mean, and the rest is pretty much self-explanatory, of course. You have your 2-inch thick padding in there for your cutouts and so on and so forth. I mean, but overall, I was just happy that you were happy with the end result. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think TLD Joe was having a little issues with his phone, so he might have bounced out, but there he is.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
I want to ask you a question, Joe, about the locking mechanism. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So the locking mechanism is basically a RFID locking mechanism opened by, you can open it with your card, or you can program other cards up to it. And as Joe mentioned earlier, which a lot of people probably weren't privy to, was that he had actually ordered other cards because they seem to work better than the cards that actually came with that particular locking mechanism. It has a lockout mechanism on there. Basically, what it'll do is it'll warn you if the batteries are getting low, so therefore you can change them before you end up locked out of your case, for lack of a better phrase. But it will throw itself according to the manufacturer into an unlock phase, just enough for you to be able to change the batteries in time. And it literally states that, like, change the batteries in time. So it's one of those things. But I saw some other ones, but that was the one that I kind of chose to go with, given the I ain't gonna say time constraints, but the fact that I knew that Joe had wanted something that was a concealment furniture, as he can probably elaborate on more. And I said I wanted to get that to him, as soon as possible.
Yeah, so when when I showed up, I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I had seen picture where the whole top slid open or something like that. I was expecting Joe to do the best job that he could in his garage. You know, what I got was absolute perfection. I was head over heels about this table. Then I got a little worried that the wife might not like it and brought it home, put it in the living room. And she got up, or she came into the living room a couple hours after I brought it home. And she walks in, and the first thing out of her mouth was, "It's absolutely beautiful." Picture and video don't do this thing justice. Joe, the way that you burnt everything, I absolutely love it. It's just amazing. It's big enough to hold, you know, multiple guns. I have mags in it now. My AR is loaded in it now. So I'm ecstatic. It's right there in the living room. I don't have to worry about where my gun's at, and it's a piece of art. I keep telling all my family that this is my favorite piece of furniture I've ever bought. So I'm ecstatic about it, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, thanks a lot, Joe. I really appreciate it, and we appreciate you being on. I'm actually really glad that I bought the flag from Liberty Concealment, so then you had to make this into a table instead of a flag to hang on the wall.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. And you know, like I said, I mean, I was just more worried about, as we spoke earlier, I was more worried about, I said, man, is he going to show up here and be like, what did this dude just you know, make for me? But when he showed up and was like, hey man, this is more than what I asked for, I was like, you know, and that is the thing that you want to hear, that as opposed to, hey, you know, this is not what I asked for. This is nowhere near close. You know, you missed the mark. So I was just trying to make sure that I was doing justice to both, you know, him for multiple reasons, of course. And, you know, it's just one of those things. Like my wife, she said, do what you're going to do as if it's yours. You know, if it's yours, you're not going to, you know, do it halfway, or, you know, quote unquote, try to cut corners and whatever just to get it done. So that was one of the biggest things. And I appreciate the opportunity though, and I appreciate the fact that you actually was like, yeah, man, yeah, make me a table. Because without that, I probably would have been like, man, you know, I probably just had a bunch of pieces of wood just laying around doing
that would
nothing.
have been
awesome.
disappointing.
And what people can't see on the video, and when you take that foam out, Joe put a custom logo underneath it, signed it for me, and put number 1. I have number 1. There'll never be another number 1. And then also he put aluminum reinforcements on both sides where the slides are. So he has aluminum reinforcements in there. I mean, this table is top notch. It's not janky, it's not flimsy, it's not nothing. It's just amazing. I couldn't ask for more from a company that's been doing this forever. So Joe, you're gonna do great. You're gonna, you know, go on and conquer a whole bunch of different things. I think the concealment side of things will really open up a bunch of new avenues for you. Now, we know, we talked before you came on the show, you're just starting your business. You still have a full-time job right now, and you're about to be moving from one state to another. So if people are going to reach out to you, we ask that you be patient. Things like the coffee table are going to be really hard to ship. So Joe, you're going to have to figure that side of things out. But for right now, smaller items are kind of the key right now.
Right. Yeah, I'm currently working on like I told you before, currently working on like a mirror. It's a small item, concealment mirror. Nothing too crazy, but I think it'll be good. Of course, you know, I'll send you pictures and get your stamp of approval. But it's just something I'm going to be working on, you know, probably throughout this weekend. But also, yes, if you do reach out to me, you know, understand that it's one of those things. And to boot, one thing I didn't mention to you was that I got another order actually for a table.
Awesome.
Yeah, after I showed them the video that you sent me, and then I sent some of the pictures, they were like, yo, I want one. And I said, man, we got to figure out the shipping. And they're like, yeah, you need to figure out the shipping. And I said, well, you know, how you want to do this? And, you know, we back and forth. So there's somebody else who is already trying to, you know, order one, and, you know, we'll get there. But in the meantime, yeah, you can reach out to me, and I'll try to work with you as best I can. I'm not going to beat around the bush and tell you, yeah, I'm going to, get it made and get it to you at this day. I don't believe in pulling people's legs and wasting their time. But as you said before, yes, I am doing this like on the side. Do have a full-time job, and I am currently about to be in the process of moving. So as you bear with me with that, we can go from there. Also, I'll be in the Texas, El Paso area. That's probably where I'm going to be residing at when I finally actually make this move. So if you're in the Texas, El Paso area, once I get there, whatever, feel free to reach out, and we'll work something out.
Yeah. And
the
link
about as far away from everything as possible.
That's what I've been told. But you got to make the best of it. When the job says to move, and different things happen, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, we lived there when I was a kid on Fort Bliss, and I hated that place.
Oof. Well, I heard they built that place up, man. I heard they built that place up. I heard they invested a lot of money into it, and so we'll see what happens with that area. But
Joe's contact information will be down in the description. It's Joefrank. You'll see it. Joefrank.wood.leatherwork@gmail. There's a lot of periods in there, so go in the description of this video and click on the email. Click on the email, pull something up, send them a note.
There it is.
Even if it's just to tell them how good the table looks, just send them a note and get that saved into your email addresses. So you never know. I mean, you want your wedding photo with a gun behind it? Reach out to Joe.
Hey, and I'm willing to, like I said, I'm willing to work at minute. And even if you got an idea or something, you know what I mean, I'm willing to, if I think I can do it, which is not too much, I'm not a braggart, but if I think I can do it or give it a shot, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll try it, and I won't, like I said, pull your leg on it. If it's something that I absolutely cannot do, like if you want, I don't know, man. I mean, my mind is going blank right now, but if you want something really, really crazy and extravagant, and it's just like out of the realm of possibility for me, I'll let you know up front, like, hey, I can't do that. But
I'll say this. I'll say that at the last thing. I think it's in the artist. I go into a tattoo shop with a general idea of the tattoo I want, and then I let the artist make my tattoo for me. And I think that goes for everything that handmade.
I like that.
With paint jobs for the guns, with everything, it's best. So I came to you and I said, I want an American flag, thin blue line. I want everything burnt. Make me a table, right? What I got blew me away because I let you have that creative freedom to do what you wanted to do and to really show your side of the art of it. So, I mean, if people come to you and say, I want, and they have a list of 50 things they want in it, I would just be like, nope, go somewhere else.
Right.
I can't make that.
That's appreciated though, because you did. Because and the funny story behind that, gentleman, is when we had this conversation, and he had actually told me that he already got his wall piece. I said, all right, and he's like, well, I mean, can you do anything else with it? I said, man, what, you want, a table or something? I had said that, and it was funny because he said, I put it to you this way. I want a piece of concealment furniture. I said, man, so now my mind is, twirling like, oh man, what did he, okay, well, I could do this. So it allowed me to actually, do something, different in a sense. Yeah. So I appreciate that too, because he did give me that creative control. That was
thanks for the beautiful piece of artwork, and thanks for being on. We know that you have to take off. You got family and stuff in town, but we really appreciate you carving out a little bit of time for the channel and for the viewers.
Yes.
And if anything come up, I'll let you know if there's direct questions that come up. But
hey, no problem, brother.
Thanks,
man. Hey, thank you, gentlemen, for having me. I appreciate it. And I already subscribed to your channel and everything, and I'll be following Thin Line Defense definitely. I see you guys. You do some good stuff, so I appreciate it. And you guys, you take it easy and you be safe. All right.
Yeah, thanks, man. And Jason, use the link that we created to share to your friends. And I'm probably going to put that table. We have another video coming up. I'm probably going to put that table in another video. It may be a couple months, but I'll send you the link once it's up.
Hey, that's fine, brother. Reach out to me. We'll talk, and we'll stay in touch.
Yep.
You guys, you take it easy. You be safe, Jason. I know I didn't meet you before, but nice to meet you, brother. Welsh, Cody, Joe. You take it easy, man. Y'all be
All
safe
right, man.
out there. All right.
Thanks.
Yep, you too.
Yep.
All right.
Good travels, brother.
All right.
Take it easy.
Later.
Cool. And so a bunch of people are asking too the best way to get a hold of him down there. So the best way I would recommend right now is emailing. If you want to talk to Joe, just send him an email, and then we'll work with him. Maybe I can get him a website built. I'll see what I can get.
All right, Wells. All right, you take it easy.
All right,
cheers.
man.
Take care.
Later,
Nice talking
bud.
to you.
Later.
Yeah, Joe, when you showed us those pictures in that video, was my first question. I was like, where do I get one? How do I get one?
Yeah.
So,
Remember
yeah.
we were on our chat. You were like, "How do I want to order one?"
Yeah. I need one of those for my man cave. But yeah, once he figures out the shipping, I think he's gonna be.
My
golden.
first thought was like, man, that's like $400 in wood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was. I'm gonna tell you right now, it wasn't cheap, but it was worth every cent that I paid in
Yeah.
it. It was worth
Yeah.
every cent.
The whole.
What's up,
spot.
Misfit?
Yep.
Yeah, we got to go backwards a little bit. That guy was in a hurry, so I want to go back and grab some of these comments.
Yeah.
So good
It's
to
like-
see you, Misfit.
It's like Captain Planet's gonna show up because we're all here or something.
Dude, my screen keeps freezing. You got her frozen right now.
You look good to us.
Am I frozen or am I moving around?
You bouncing around.
Oh,
Your
okay.
internet.
Well, I just can't see. No, I have it on the
What's up, Harry?
cell phone tower.
Yeah, we really like
That was
the
a
table.
high quality table. Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome. So,
Agree.
cool. But yeah, it's good to see everybody. I was on a bit of a hiatus, so it's nice to be back and bothering everyone. So that's fantastic.
Was that business or pleasure? We didn't know, so we were just lying to people.
Yep.
Look, I, think
I said you were dead.
I think it was both. I was doing, got to do a little bit of.
I said that you got arrested and you were in prison.
Yeah. Parking
That
ticket.
was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. So yeah, had some fun out there, but mostly business. Just like
Good.
prepping life for the next chapter.
Did you watch the show while you were gone, Walsh?
The show.
Yeah, this
Yes.
show.
Oh yeah, of course I did.
Okay.
But you didn't comment.
Cody and Jason
We were
didn't
kinda-
mess it up.
I ended up having to watch it later because we would be like out at an event or something. I couldn't watch it like the exact same time I was on.
Sure.
I usually catch it
Partying.
afterwards.
I get it. It's okay.
Party. That's
I'm
me.
gonna leave and come back in while you guys chat.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, Joe.
We miss you already.
Hey, so that table was awesome, but we do have an extensive list of things to talk about because Brayden had, while you were here, the children played, so we didn't get shit done. So we got a lot.
We got a lot of stuff to go over because all of a sudden we talked about everything.
No, I mean we talked about some of the videos and stuff like that, but I mean we had some really educational questions from our OGs like Misfit and Harry. They had some really good questions the past couple weeks, so we appreciate that.
What's up with this Joe? Why is Joe making fun of me right now?
Wow.
Jeez, come out the gate.
Hey, so before we go into the videos part, let's kind of explain why we're jumping back to Thin Line Defense Co., the main YouTube channel. So when we moved this, Walsh had found some information that it wasn't going to do our channel any good to have these live chats on the main channel. But we moved it to that. We created that other channel and moved everything over there. And other than people coming on for the live stream, we were getting 3 to 8 people viewing the live stream or the live chats. So kind of figured a lot of people probably don't go out there looking for 4 dudes chatting on the internet. So, but we do have a lot of
I don't know why you have to make
subscribers,
it
right?
creepy like that.
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of creepy.
That
I mean,
was
if
weird.
somebody just
Someone
kind of
accidentally stumbled on us.
right, they'd be like, "What's happening here?" There's a guy with a mask. There's a bald guy with hair on his face, and then there's Jason. I'm confused. But if you are new here, this is our main channel. We're coming to you from our main channel. Consider subscribing. But we use this live chat on Thursdays at 8:30 Central Time to kind of engage with you guys in a means where we can't do it anywhere else, like texting or chatting in a Discord or in comments on a video. That's one thing, but these live chats really give us the opportunity to talk to you guys directly, and we really enjoy it. So That's why we're doing it. Again, we moved it back to our main channel because we have a lot more subscribers on this channel, and hopefully a lot more people are watching. We are streaming on Facebook and Twitch as well, and we have a Discord. So I'm pretty sure at some point Walsh can throw all that information in there for us. But if you have any trouble finding us, let us know. We'll get you where you need to be. But thank you guys for being here. Thank our OG subscribers for coming every week, and we'll jump into business because Walsh is back. So now we gotta act right.
Right. Now we got to straighten up.
Right.
Jeez.
So-
I wish he was in jail.
And one thing, Cody, just to let everybody know who may be joining right now, the whole idea is at the live chat, we try to reach backwards. So for whatever questions you may have about reviews or different things we talked about, or maybe something we showed, if you have a question about it, this is the opportunity where we can go into a little bit more detail. Maybe we missed something on a review, or you saw just a little sneak peek and you want to know a little bit more about it. This is an opportunity to ask more. And usually, if we can, we'll grab it and show it to you. And whatever you may want to know, we can help you know about.
And it's
Normally,
not
that's in my
scripted. If
little-
not, you don't have to be on a certain, it doesn't have to be our last video. It could be anything. Just ask your question. This is our time to give to our viewers to answer any question that you might have and also bring you guests. We've had a lot of good guests, actually. For being such a small channel, Walsh worked a tail off to get a guest at the beginning. I mean, we had CEOs on
lazy.
here.
We got lazy.
We had- Who all did you have on here? LA Police Gear, Primary
Yeah.
Arms,
We have
Blackhound,
Crimson
Uh,
Trace.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Crimson Trace. Well, I'm sure we-
1441 Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee we'll get some more people out here. I know I'm repping HRT right now, but these guys they're like my new favorite best buddies. They're really nice folks. I'm really loving them.
I like
Between
that
them,
bird logo.
them and scalarworks, they've been awesome talking to me too. Even Axel Advance, the AXL, the one who does that placard we like, Cody. I'm pretty sure I could get them out here too. I could probably put a bug in their ear and see if we can get them out here. They got some pretty cool stuff they're working on, all three of them. So I'm sure we could do something cool.
Right.
I still have my plate carrier in pieces, so we'll have to get together and make a video of that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of another reason to move it over, because I'm sure one of those guys, CEO got off and saw 5 views on the video. They're kind of looking sideways like, these guys. I thought they were legit. No, dude. Nope. You had the wrong idea.
Misfits asking, does HRT have a chest rig coming out? I can ask them. I'm only really tracking the HRT rack. I know they had like a new rear pack they were talking about. It's like a hydro pack. Not the biggest fan of those, but I'm willing to try it out. They could have one. I can hit them up. I'll send them a message. They're really awesome. So they'll tell me if they do, and I can get you back to it.
Hey, while I'm thinking about it, because I always forget. Misfit and Harry, can y'all email our Gmail and give me your addresses, please, and shirt sizes, because I promised you guys that like 3 live chats ago.
Mhm.
All right, y'all ready for some business?
Business.
Yeah.
Okay, so Walsh cranked out a video, another battle belt video for the Blue Force Gear CHLK, and I was like, man, that's a mouthful just with the
Right.
word. So it's
Right.
a combat
Who
Helo
thought of that
load.
name?
It's load rated.
I think they had a different name. So there's a different name on the label where it was called the Molly Minus belt. If you actually pay attention to the video, you can actually see it. It's hidden under the label. But they changed the name, I don't know, right at the last second for some reason. I guess Molly Minus makes about as much sense as it sounds when you say it.
Yeah, it's got
Right.
Molly on it.
Yeah. Minus those spots.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Sorry, I got the
it's
dad
there.
jokes.
Just like it's just, you can't use it. Like you could
Yeah.
press down and use your pouches. Like except that you can't. It's just kind of that's the biggest thing I like about
So
it.
just to prepare for tonight, I actually watched another guy's video, and I didn't actually. It's right here. His name is Gunter Strategic, but he did a video on that, and he actually strapped those down. Actually, the one on the back, and he got the Molly to where it's only taking up one loop.
How do
which-
you do that?
He's got like
Magic.
a dump pouch strapping it down. Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. You could do it. You just really got to work with it. They make it sound like it's really easy, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like, there's nowhere for the fabric to go, so you kind of got to put it somewhere. You know what I mean? It's got to go
But-
somewhere. It doesn't feed back in anywhere.
I saw in
But
your
if we
video,
had-
Walsh, that you got it strapped down, but for a dump pouch or something like that, who cares, right? Throw it on there.
Yeah.
Who cares? It ain't coming off. But I wouldn't put like anything, like I wouldn't put my med kit over top of it. That's
No,
what I'm
and
trying to say.
the rear one is easier to use. Like, you can go a little bit flatter and bend a little bit more. But the front one, just so you guys are aware, it definitely sticks out a lot more, and there's really not anywhere for it to go. So you can kind of bend it up and over itself, but there's not a whole lot of places for all this extra fabric.
That's a very purpose built belt, and I think for the purpose that it built for, probably great. For a battle belt, a normal person battle belt, unless you're repelling, I wouldn't buy that. That's right where my mags go, right? That's right where my mags go.
Joe says, I just cut them off or order something more useful.
Yeah. Well, you
That's
know,
what I
if
thought too.
we have a subscriber out there with a helicopter, let me know. I'll
Yeah,
get one of those
yeah.
belts.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
a great belt for you.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
clip to helicopter. Hell, Cody Walsh, you gotta come down. I'll clip to the back of my truck, and y'all can drag me for a little bit at slow speeds just to prove it.
Just sit on one of your skateboards.
Oh yeah, I could do that and just be dragged around everywhere.
I'm glad we have this live chat for great ideas like that.
This is
Now, I don't know if any of us are on any convoy teams like that, and you hang out of helicopters. But I've seen a couple in my day. They wear full harnesses and not just belt. So yeah, that would kind of make sense for like a, I don't know, whatever you would call it, some GI Joe just trying running out of the helicopter real quick. But like a legit helicopter gunner, they're going to be seriously strapped into the helicopter.
That belt would be good if you had to, right? Like if you got pinned in the mountains of Bath, and you got pinned in the mountains, and all they had was a little bird, and they're coming in and taking people out. Sure, like I mean, there's awesome dudes that hang off the side of Apache and Cobras. So if you're one of those, then great. But
they don't hang off of those, Joe.
There's just one thing I want to say.
I know, but you can clip in. I promise, dude. I've seen it in real life. You can clip into the side of an Apache.
Okay.
Somebody go Google it.
No,
He believes it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you had to be airlifted out and there was no room for them to land, then sure, if it's life and death.
Yeah.
But
But the thing is, like, who are they selling that to? They're not selling it to military guys overseas. I did a search warrant one time where the SWAT team, they were hanging on the back of a Bearcat. We were going like 70 miles an hour down this country road, and they weren't strapped in at all. Like I remember thinking, man, if we hit a bump or like they hit a possum or something, like those two guys on the back are going flying. But even as a cop, you wouldn't want that clipped in, because the idea is you get on the X and you need to get out of the vehicle and get in your stack or own your space as soon as possible. That's just going to slow you down. I just don't see
it better be tight.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
if you fall and you fall down 6 inches, the rope gives 6 inches, you're done for, dude. Like you're just just married cans dragging behind a car at that point.
Misfit says that belt seems made to flex on pores and LARP around. 100% accurate.
I couldn't have put that any better. I couldn't put that any better.
What's the price on it? I forgot.
It's only $199. So I mean, it's right there with like some other regular belt. The price isn't really even that high. One thing I do want to comment on, one of their claim to fame is it connects in the two spots. So it doesn't really have a super good Cobra buckle, but they're like, it connects in these two spots. And I want you guys to see this just from me playing with it in the small amount of time I've had. And I kind of talked to a guy on Reddit about this who had kind of talked about his own review. There's a good bit of fraying already on here, and he was actually using this for actual like field use and not just goofing around in his yard like I was. And when you have the two belts and you go to connect them together, the only thing keeping it from staying in any sort of rigid way really is this front molly, besides this buckle. Because even if you connect this, the whole thing then can still like flip flop around.
No.
So there's not a whole lot Misfit. So there's not a
Misfit
whole lot.
says only $199. Walsh with the money.
Yep.
Well, I'm just saying, there's some dumb
flexing
expensive
on
ones.
up pores.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is this spot here, and this is what one of the actual users of this out in the field was. He said that it didn't take but like 6 or 7 weeks till that actually like really broke down from continual use and just that tearing, continually doing that. And I was like, yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. That's going to be your first failure point. And I know we've been talking about, I think it was Misfit that wanted me to do the axle eclipse. Speaking of, I contacted Axle and we're gonna expedite your order, and I don't believe them, but we're gonna hope and pray that they are. But that one, the axle eclipse actually slides into a groove on the inside, so there's nowhere for it to go or rotate around. It doesn't have like this single connection point that can just tear off. So, yeah,
I think it's over-engineered. I think it's over-engineered and geared for the cool factor. And if that's what people want to buy and you can make it work, then buy it. But
Well, you got a good name behind it.
yeah,
I think that's what they're thinking is like Blue Force Gear. Like that's Warrior Poet Society's belt is a Blue Force Gear belt. Like
Blue Alpha.
there's is it?
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Forget everything that I said, viewers. My bad.
Well, I mean, you see like the cool, and I kind of showed you guys this the cool way it's like molded out, so it's supposed to fit on your body, but that's not my body shape, and there's no way to get it in any other body shape.
That is the Ford of belts. That's what it is. It's the Ford of belts. Like we're just gonna throw all that crazy stuff into it. Half of it works, half of it doesn't. And the stuff that doesn't work, they're just like, well,
that single point of failure is like the aluminum bed.
Yeah.
Your toolbox is going to go right through
Aircraft grade aluminum.
And I had all mine squared down. Like I locked all this down with the Ranger band. But one thing that's interesting also is once you have it tightened down, it's really easy for the entire thing to come loose. And now not only are you loose here, now you got this. So now you have the flop. There's a lot of things you got to kind of do to make it perfect. So when they say that it's to flex on people, I mean, maybe to flex on the dum-dums that don't know, like, hey, that's a cool belt you're showing off, but it's actually it's not that good. Like if you're gonna get help after, sure,
but perfect. I can repel.
So we did jump all over that belt.
It's not for repelling.
But if you were to make version 2, what are you doing?
If we're gonna make version 2 of this,
yeah.
We're going to follow that axle eclipse design where we'll put the actual groove inside of this so it rides inside the channel. Don't use this Velcro. Don't use this weirdo Velcro that doesn't interface with any of the other inner belts. That really ticked me off that I couldn't use any of the other stuff we had. I complained just as much about the Eagle Operator as I complained about this one on that same thing. I don't like any of this system up front, this tightening, because I tightened it down. No, not really. I really didn't do anything. I just made the illusion that I tightened it down.
So if that was Velcro,
there's nothing actually retaining this strap in any way, shape, or form. So I'd rebuild this whole thing. I like the way the Molly is done.
Yep.
I would make it so these actually do slide inside. So
I'd take them off. Take them off. They have D-ring on all the other belts that do the same thing.
Well, I'm just saying, if you want to keep the same function, if you want to keep the same, like you're going to sell it for the same market, I would just make it so they slide in internally. There's a channel that's in there. Like it's possible. You could do this. They could just need to take a second to give it a little bit.
If they slide in and out, they ain't going to hold your weight. They'll rip right out of there. You know what I mean? They're sewn down in there. They have to be sewn down in there.
Yeah. So
to hold the weight.
It's not my favorite. This is one of those that we purchased this. Like this is one we bought. Nobody sent us this one, and this will be one that we'll just sell. It's like we're just going to go and sell. We're not going to use it. We have any use for it. It's not a favorite. We're just gonna we got to show it to you guys. We don't love it. Maybe you guys do, and then we'll part ways with it and move on to something else. We use it to buy using the cooler.
They were trying something different. I'll give them credit for that.
I thought I would like the inner belt more than I did.
Yeah, I don't like that belt.
Probably my least favorite inner belt. It's really, really lightweight, like annoyingly lightweight. Like I can't remember that I have my belt on.
I mean, you had to put 2 belts on to make it work. So, I mean, that sums it up.
Yeah. And you didn't have
in reality, you had 3 belts on.
So Misfit says the ability to change inner belts is a big plus. Being able to switch between a padded inner, lower profile inner, and 2-inch inner is a nice feature.
Mm.
Yep.
Oh, I
Great.
owe you guys.
And he couldn't
Yeah.
even use the Blue Alpha gear or Blue Force gear. I mean, I did it too.
Blue Alpha.
Blue Force gear or Blue Alpha gear inner belt that he already had.
Right.
What's up with the jokes from Joe? He's gonna get it. Joe's gonna
Fits your curves.
Oh,
Bullshit.
Alaskan Ballistics in here.
look who showed up. So
What's going on?
I really feel so bad for Chuck. He runs the coolest chat, and we have to say that we kind of like stole his badass idea for this whole like live chat. And I keep trying to join him on Tuesdays, and there's always like a family event that we do on Tuesdays. So I haven't been able to make it out. But Chuck, I know you're out there, and I'm coming to your live chat. I'm trying to work and move some things around. But so big kudos to you. His channel, they just hit like 18,000 subscribers. So I love what he's doing, testing out ammo and working stuff. So from what we do and copying some of what you do, I tip my hat to you. So I say thanks, and sorry that we stole all your good ideas.
Yeah. We're riding on your coattails.
Yeah, right behind you.
But we're failing at it, so don't worry.
He does it right. That's the difference
Yeah.
in live chats. He does it correctly.
Good times.
Oh, I got
What's
now. I
the
gotta
other
see.
video?
Jason made a big old thing.
So I was laughing because I looked over. I heard something. I sent you guys a picture. So my baby is up against the glass door, like staring at me. They're like cheek against there, lips are against it.
That's not what I was expecting to see at all.
So
Look up.
pulling a Joe at a
That's-
Dodge dealership on Sunday.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Nice. Nice.
Well, I don't know this joke from Alaskan. He says, "Don't worry about stealing. At least you gave me more credit as more than I can say for Kentucky Ballistics. You have to tell me more about
Ooh.
background on that."
Shots fired.
Yep,
Yeah.
shots fired.
Yeah, you tell us, man. Is Kentucky Ballistics giving you crap? We got them.
We got him.
We will lambast them right now.
Okay. Anytime, Chuck, if you ever want to come on here, you're welcome to join our chat at any point. I love mixing up the channels. We love coming on yours, so you're always welcome. If you want a link, I'll just shoot you one in the messenger right now, and if you want to join, let me know.
Hey, since we're so way off topic, I brought this down to show everybody. I talked about the gun that my daughter designed, faxed and built.
Oh yeah.
A company, I don't remember their name, sorry, but they're the one that laser etched it and Cerakoted it. So I brought it down with me. It's not, look, there's no barrel in it, Walsh. Don't freak out. It's not. Look, it
can't be a firearm.
It's not a firearm, according to the ATF. It's not a firearm. But yeah, brought this down so I could show everybody.
Thanks for showing us your plastic shell and metal shell, plastic and metal shell.
That's
Look,
awesome.
it's not a firearm. It comes apart.
I loved it when they designed that. I remember they were giving 2 away. So anybody doesn't know the story, I probably shaved it last week. You probably shared it.
If you watched it, you would have known.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody knows. So they gave Joe one because that was his kid and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. So this is literally hanging on my wall. Jason.
The last thing he goes, no, he just chronographed the exact same ammo I did.
Oh, nice.
I can make a lot of jokes of whether or not it blew up or not, but I won't. I'm gonna not.
Misfit says that's badass, Joe.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm super proud of her and it. I need to
we
put
all
one
tried
round
like
through it.
crazy to win that thing.
Yeah, we did.
We're all trying to win, and they're like, "We're just going to send you one. We're all trying to win just to give it to Joe, so you can have one." They're like, "Oh, we'll just give you another one." Like, not a big deal.
I was selling stuff, trying to get the money together to offer a cash offer instead of the gun to whoever won it. But yeah,
Look at that, it all worked out.
I
So we're already 40 minutes in, and we just poo-pooed all over that built. So,
yep.
Okay, and it goes to if you go
Back
in
to
helicopters.
business.
If you go in helicopters, I do recommend it. If you're not in helicopters, in military or civilian, yeah, I don't.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, Misfit says daddy daycare. You're absolutely right. This is how I run daycare. I shut the door. I leave them out there. So
Sharp objects that say "figure it out."
Yep.
Yeah, you got
I
it.
give them a couple Ziploc bags with goldfish.
It's called free range parenting. That's what it's called.
That's
I'm
right.
in good school. That's what it's called. You let them go.
So I write notes so I don't forget stuff, and I still forgot something. So Joe, do we say what you called that coffee table?
Oh, the wrong house table, dude.
Yeah.
It's either the wrong house table, wrong house coffee table, or wrong house box. I haven't figured it out. Let me know what it should be called in the link or in the comments.
Wrong
That's
house
what Joe's
box
going to have on
sounds
his
bad.
website is the wrong house coffee table.
Nice. Yeah. I wanted to put my katana in there, but
Would it
I
fit?
advised against it. I don't know. I didn't even try it. I'm like, no. A katana can be hung on the wall. I'm just going to hang it on the wall.
The world's got to know now.
Yep.
And so to get back on track just a little bit, Walsh, you had another little teaser about that scalarworks mount. Did you want to talk about that as well?
Well, I do. I have it mounted right now. I probably should have grabbed it. I was okay. I'm gonna I would probably pretty much a skeptic of like what the hell difference is. We're gonna go from. I like the 1/3. Joe likes the absolute. And I was kind of saying, like, what the crap? Everyone in the chat was saying, man, you got to try the 1.93. So I got the Helo Sun 503G out, switched out the mount, and yeah, I love it. And that thing, I'm really, because I find that when the lower the mount is, and this is more Joe's style, so I think that's why he likes the low mount, but you really got to come a lot lower onto the firearm in order to get that optic. What I thought was really interesting is I could sit way up more, particularly in like a home defense rifle. So I put it on like my 300 blackout pistol. So I can just come straight up, just like standing up like a normal person, just like looking around, and then the optics right there. It sits a little goofily high. Like I don't know if you saw like on the videos like how high it is. It's a little ridiculous. You're gonna have to do a good bit of adjustment when it comes to like that 15 and 50 yard. Like you're gonna have to adjust a little bit. But I really like that 193.
And this is just my ignorance, but is it high enough to run your backups underneath it?
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I will tell you that. It's just high enough where they're obscured. It's the perfect. I tested it. And I was like, let's see if I can line them up. And I popped them both up, and they're literally in the way of the bottom of the red dot. So that's one pretty big negative. I'd want to probably try it with the MBUS Magpul MBUS Gen 3s, because I think those sit just a little bit lower. It would be awesome though if you could see like underneath it.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. But no, I found it was the perfect height to be completely obscured.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you could see your backups underneath it, but it wasn't, so high up that you had to pick your head up. You know what I mean? That probably didn't make the least bit of sense. But
so going back a little bit, Joe says to use the wrong. I'm guessing the R means wrong house coffee table. If you spell wrong.
Just like it's like the CHLK, the R.
Wrong house coffee table.
Yeah, maybe he means the roundhouse coffee table.
That would make
there you
more
go,
sense.
Chuck Norris. Roundhouse him.
He's like, it's the wrong house if you spell wrong. Yeah, I'm getting back at Joe now. He got it.
I like it. We'll email that to him, and
he's Googling it right now. Like, did I spell it wrong? He's having a complete brain fart. Like,
I'm telling you, it needs the RMO. What's the RMO?
He keeps
the wrong.
No, there's a Trigicon optic, and it's like $500, and nobody really engages with this. But it's like we talked about this before, one of the live chats, that has like a parallax of like 11 or 12 inches. Like that's the range of its parallax. So you could shoot groups on a Saturday, shoot groups on a Sunday, and be off by 12 inches. But that's how insane the parallax is. So he keeps telling me to review it. I'm like, I don't want to review that hot garbage.
That's like that one thing you had. What was that thing?
Which one?
That nonsense you had with the camera inside. No, the scope. That scope with the camera, and it was delayed.
Oh, the ATN.
ATN. He told me to review the ATN too. Yeah, he's just seeing bad ideas.
Yeah.
That ATN was. I used 14 batteries on that review. It was like an hour and a half long.
That's crazy.
Absolutely bonkers. Yeah, I was a big fan of the 1.93. I'm gonna do an actual like video on it, going out using it. I'll show a lot more with like actual use of it. I like it on. It doesn't. You can still use it with a magnifier, but it's off just enough to be annoying. It's close enough to be functional, but it's off enough to be annoying. I would want a 1.93 actual magnifier mount. But the only one that makes those is Scalarworks. I think they started $250, which is bonkers. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to do that. So I'll use it if I have to. But if you have it on like a pistol where you're not supposed to put a magnifier on anyway, because you don't have the proper eye relief, it works out great because then you're not supposed to.
Yeah. Hey, we won't get into politics, but they did resend that. They pulled that off.
Oh.
So that's no longer a thing right now.
Oh,
For now.
Yeah,
For now.
it's always a for now. And they're like,
For
we
now.
reviewed your videos.
So
Cody.
Which part though? The magnifier or the brace?
All of that entire document saying what makes a brace a pistol or a brace a rifle.
Oh.
That entire document is gone for now.
Joe
For now.
says you got to show people garbage so they appreciate the good stuff more. So
That's what we just did
he
this
said
morning earlier.
the RMO, and I see the MRO. Is that what you're talking about?
He means the MRO.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing about that, doesn't it have like a 1.1 magnification? I thought it was like,
Well,
I don't think
1.5.
it's a true one. Oh, is it?
How
Okay.
does that work?
I don't
It
know.
just annoys you.
I don't know why you would put how you can mess that up. A red dot and just regular glass on both sides.
And imagine paying $500 for it.
I'd be so mad.
Like, what are you getting? I don't understand.
Yep, $120.
Yeah.
Big Romeo 5.
Mr.
Yeah.
Tactical comment.
The end. Like nobody has any argument
Nope,
against it.
sorry.
Oh,
Go
but
for it.
I did see an ad, and I have heard. I want to correct the video that I made a couple weeks back. So the new Swamp Fox coming out, it's like 180 or something like that. It has shake awake. It has the audible clicks on the point of impact, point of aim adjustments. It has everything that you would want. So if you really wanted a Swamp Fox over a SIG, then Swamp Fox is out there and they're making them. And they're
We need to try one because the Sig Romeo 5 has been our go-to for.
Yeah,
the
but
price
you
point.
can't convince me to buy it because it's $50 more.
So they do their veteran discount or military discount. It's like $50 off, so it's like $134, $135.
Well, then maybe I'll get one.
We can get one to try. I think we should get one to at least compare. I'd want to know if that's our new go-to.
Misfit asked, have you seen the Swamp Fox Blade Prism Reticle? Seems great for home defense because it has built-in holdover for 5, 10, 15 yards when zeroed at 50. Then he goes on to say, it's my first time I've seen something like it other than the EOTech or Vortex Huey. Yeah,
So
with the built-in holdovers. I don't know. Joe messed with it, I think, with Sean from We Like Shooting, right?
Yeah, so he has it. It's his favorite, or that's what he said at the time. It's probably his favorite. I hated it. So it's all in what you like. I hate the holographic sights like that. And it's big. It's not small.
Yeah.
It's large, and I don't like just like the EOTech that I have. I do not like that type. I don't like that type. But if you don't mind the holographic sights, then it'll probably be good for you.
Just says, I don't know why my spell check keeps flipping it. Maybe because I've spelled it wrong so many times. But he spelled it wrong like an Asian person.
Wong.
No,
yeah,
wrong.
That one.
Like a last name.
See,
Wong?
it's kind of square. It's larger. It is holographic. I don't like it, but Sean from We Like Shooting is his favorite. So you gotta.
Did somebody
You gotta
run
try
into
it.
the window?
Yeah.
I looked and there's nothing there. Don't know what happened.
Nobody's screaming. You're fine.
Yep.
It's fine.
The reticle's
Free
low.
range. Free range.
Hey,
you're good, kids.
Hey, Walsh, can you explode Cody's video right now? Like, can we zoom in on Cody? Can you put him all big?
Yeah.
I'm telling. Yep, I'm telling.
Oh.
I saw that.
Oh,
It looks
just can't-
gorgeous.
You can't hand.
You can't touch it. Yeah, you can't. You
Yeah,
can't
as long as he doesn't touch it. Don't touch it, Cody.
Bro, it's
You'll
Easter
go blind.
eggs, man. It's like
Easter
Marvel.
eggs.
It looks amazing.
Okay, did you guys see on that Swamp Fox though? I think it's kind of weird. It shows a 50-200 at the nose, which is easy, but then it shows like the 10, 15, and 10 yards.
Yeah, what is that?
You don't really need to adjust for those that very much. Like you're off by like an inch. That means
That's my thing. That's
you're
what I
gonna shoot
keep
here
trying to
instead of
say.
here,
Like,
when you're
just
trying to
stop.
shoot, like, I'm trying to aim for his artery right there, not right here.
So Misfit says
If
it's a
you're
prism, so
within-
it should be etched, right? Yeah.
It
should have an etched reticle.
I'll tell you what, it looked weird. It looked like holographic. I didn't ask him any question. I looked through it, shot 10 rounds, said I hate it, and gave it back
You
to
guys
him.
didn't see the UH1, but it was
Joe
the same
Fashion.
way. Like that UH1 reticle was like constantly like flickering in front of my eye. I didn't love it. That UH1 Huey was kind of like, it wouldn't be the one I would pick up by any way, shape, or form.
It seemed like a quality optic. It just wasn't for me. Jason gets so frustrated. You need to lay the law down on Thursday nights in your household, Jason.
Well, so we just came
Especially
back
that
from
dog.
vacation. So the dog hasn't been here all week. We haven't been here all week, and now you hear her. She's like flipping out. It's probably a UPS driver. She hates those guys.
And here we are blaming it on the channel that's not getting us all the viewers.
Right.
So to get back on topic, Joseph, I actually prefer prism red. You know, I don't know. I'm not a red dot, but a prism optic, something with an etch reticle. Because if your battery dies, like you really don't need backup iron sights at that point. If your battery dies and it's not red anymore, as long as it's daytime, like you're still good.
Yeah,
I agree. I see that point in it, but the 50 and 10-yard zeros, I don't see any point in, because I'm telling you right now, if you're coming to my house and you're actually aiming with your red dot within 10 yards of me, you're going to be dead before you ever pull the trigger. Because I am not aiming, and I will have already put 3 rounds into you before you ever get that.
Like it would be like this
optic
big. Like I got to make sure to hit off there, not here.
Oh, I didn't hit in the top, in the center of the heart. I hit in the bottom of the heart.
Misfit says, I aim at the top of the head and adjust from there. I like what Joe said in an earlier video. Like you aim for the squishy parts. Yep. You're good.
Yeah. Like
you got a more, aim center mass. You got a likelihood of hitting something squishy.
Mm-hmm.
10 yards. Go out and shoot paper at 10 yards and just put the gun down and hip fire it. Hip fire 10 rounds at 10 yards, and you're going to hit them.
Yeah. And remember, and some people don't think about this, but the round is not likely to stop them. It's likely to go through them and cause a potential problem they're going to have to deal with in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Right. That's why we talked about it before. Like if you strike the spine, you've instantly incapacitated somebody. So that's why a lot of those special forces guys kind of aim for that. They're not aiming center mass; they're aiming for the spine. Mm-hmm. So, cool.
Yeah, and even if it doesn't hit anything vital, I can guarantee you when that bullet hits somebody, they're going to flinch, and that's going to throw their aim off just that much more. So I'm just going to keep throwing stuff very quickly at them until they can't aim at me anymore.
We're such a violent channel.
I said throw, and
these are zombies. Like we talked about in the scopes. This is zombie engagement strategy.
Paper. Yeah. We're talking about paper, YouTube.
Paper and zombie engagement strategy.
Yeah, with safety of our family. Googly eyes on them.
Yeah.
So we talked about scalarworks. I'm going down my list.
Cross that off, Cody. Comm gear to adjust this camera because I can show Cody. Look at that.
I got this all rigged up right now.
Oh, you got a shirt.
Yeah.
So I really want to go into detail on this whole setup from Comm Gear Supply about how you can run simple radios like Baofangs, anything else. So the way this works is there's actually a wire that's run to a QD. And so what's neat is you can run, like if the QD actually breaks up here, so I can leave all this set up, but I could technically run like a different radio. So if it's actually like a real military radio or you get a more fancy radio, you can just change the adapter into the radio and you can keep your same setup. And I kind of have it run all through the carrier on this LV-119. And then when it comes out, it can either come out 2 different ways. So it can come out into a 2-prong, so I can see it. So it come out into 2-prong, or I can take that 2-prong into a 3.5 millimeter. Now, this is really super awesome. Like if you guys aren't using radios, I really, really do recommend it. And I'll even yell at Cody about the same. Me and Jason are radio nerds and we love them. But being able to communicate via radio, so like on the other side, I'll have a microphone you can use. But being even on the range and being able to communicate via radio is awesome. If one person's down at the 400 yard and one person's back up top, being able to talk back and forth is awesome. And just being able to use, these aren't regular headsets, but being able to use regular headsets, like we talked about, you being able to use walkers or whatever else, you can just plug in any standard 3.5 millimeter. One thing I found really cool is I have my my walkers, and the walkers work with the radio even when they're off. The Swordens didn't do that, which I thought was interesting. Misfit, I promise you I'll do one. I'm going to do how to set up a radio. Jason actually taught me, so I'll share that knowledge, and we'll probably do one together about like setting up a Baofeng. They're super cheap and easy to use, so we'll set it all up. We'll use that, show you how to use it, and then how to make your own little network between friends for like no money. He had me do the same thing, and you grow out of it, but you have the knowledge to grow out of it.
Yep.
But so you can connect into 3.5 jack. So like I said, the walkers though, you can leave the headset actually off. So you can actually leave all the active listening stuff turned off. And then the sound still actually comes through the headset from your actual radio. The Swordens don't do that because I think it's just the way they have it wired. But simple, cheap walkers, then you can be listening in, have your hearing protection off if you don't need it, and still be able to do it. So I really like this. It's not the cheapest solution, but I think it's worth the money. I'm going to share it with you, and I'm going to go do like a whole review and a whole setup on it and all the different pieces you need. We just did a little teaser for this point, but I think the usefulness of it, particularly with a $20 radio, like people really shit on Baofengs, but I don't want to hear it. Now that I know how to program them, you can do some crazy stuff if you know what you're doing. Particularly if I have a family, like if Cody's family, like, hey Walsh, we're short of radio, bro. Here you go. Here's 3 Baofengs. I mean, how they work? They work great. You have no problem. Give them to whatever family member.
I mean, they're not waterproof. They're not drop proof or anything like that. But as long as you're gonna keep them in a pouch and you're not gonna get them wet, they work. I use my Baofeng to talk to people all over the country. I have my ham radio license.
I'll give one. Here you go. Don't get lost. And I really want to show you can use the most basic radios to connect into fancy headsets or any other basic headset, just to show you can use whatever you want.
So Joe said, good. My radio has just been sitting here forever waiting for that video.
I sent him a message one time. I was like, hey, would it be helpful if I did a video? Like, would viewers want to see a video on setting up radios? He's like, yeah, I've just been looking at this one for about 2 months. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll put that together.
And the airsoft community uses Baofengs, and they have
That's a crazy airsoft community.
Yeah.
Woo!
They have a ton
helping
of
the cause
accessories
right now.
Yeah.
So do I recommend Biff? And I do, and for the reason that Jason told me, it's $30. Okay, this is what I told a bunch of people on Reddit too. It's $30. What's going to happen is you're going to get that Baofeng, and you're going to learn how to use it. You're going to learn how to program it. You're going to learn how to use chirp, all the cool stuff with it. And then you're going to start learning, like you're going to get to a point where you're going to go, hey, I've kind of outgrown this. And then you're going to find another person. Like if Jason was close to me, he probably would have just given me a Baofeng. I would have done the same thing to him. And then you give it to them. And that person's then going to go, man, I want to use this radio. And they're going to use it. They're going to try it out. It's a cheap, crappy radio. And then they're going to grow up. Now you got 2 of you. Now you got 2 dudes who can use a radio. And you pass that Baofeng on. It's a great, great starter radio. And it's a great emergency radio. If I had 10 of them, I'd be like, oh, I'm good. Like, I'm not worried about it. So a little backstory for us, or for me at least, my church group, we had this lady that was in charge of like community preparedness. And she brought the local ham radio group over and taught a bunch of people how to do ham radio. And she had this whole thing set up. Like if there was a disaster in our neighborhood, the 10 people that were in this class, they were zone captains. She had it broken up by a map. Like these are the homes that you have to go visit. And then you radio in up the chain to her, who would be with our local bishop, and basically say, these are the, Jason walked his neighborhood and these are the needs in his neighborhood. This guy's out of power, water's out in this house. And she was really on top of it. But that was her thing, was like, everyone buy a Baofeng. It's $30. She asked for an upgraded antenna, and that was it. And then practice, get your ham radio license and then use it regularly. I love getting on we have a weekly chat with our local ham radio group, and just they'll come up with like random topics. Joe would love the one that we had last week. It was talk about your first car that you ever owned. And so that for 3 hours, it was people talking about their first car that they ever owned. And you can actually connect internet. So sometimes I would, like, just to learn how it all works, sometimes I would join Jason's local net from Nebraska through the internet, but you still have to use all your call signs and everything. It's really pretty cool how it works. So I think we did that like once. I need to go do that again. So yeah, Misfits, some of them are really serious about it, and they'll complain and they'll shit on Baofengs because they don't know what they're talking about. And that's why I say to get your license, know what you're talking about. So you're going to get someone say, Baofangs are garbage. They don't have any range. You're like, well, are you being a moron? Are you using it 70 centimeters or are you using it 2 meters? Because, yeah, you're not going to get the appropriate range you need if you're running at 70 centimeters or 2 meters for whatever you're looking for, right? What bandwidth are you using? Using narrow or wide? And being a user and a licensed ham person, you're going to be like, well, if I want to reach further, I can change the way that radio works and use frequencies that would work better towards those ranges. And if I want to get closer or more urban, I'm going to change the way when the frequencies we use too. It's not a radio problem. It's a knowledge problem. So if you know how to use the radio, they're all the same to me. I got a fancy Alinco, and I can do the same thing I can do on that one as I can do on a Baofang. I don't really care. It's a snob thing, I think. I like going out there and rocking a Baofang. Rock a Baofang and Swordens and just see everybody get pissed off. Like, yeah, that's what you do.
But Misfit, that brings up a good point, because that's how Walsh and I really started buying tactical junk. Is we started like, let's go play airsoft, right? And it was more my idea because I was watching.
We gotta go. We never win, but we have all the gear for it.
Yeah. So me and Walsh, I have a serious problem. My wife says that my hobbies are researching new hobbies, and that is me to a T. Because for months I would research the best airsoft rifle, the best plate carrier, and that's kind of how it started. And so yeah, we have airsoft rifles, we have pistols, we have gear, we have the mask and the glasses and all that, and we've never been. But that's typical for me, at least, and I know Walsh is similar. Like we go head first into something, and then it's like, okay, that's boring.
It's funny. That's where it all started. Like when you see like the carrier, that S-Tech Deodon carrier that I don't review, that was my airsoft rig. Like, it's like, but I think I had an AR 500 rig before that, and it was like, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get something better. And then it's like, hey, why don't you review the stuff you have? You have so much junk. Like, oh, okay, we'll review some of the junk we have.
Misfit said, airsoft is a gateway drug. Yep, just like building an AR. Get that BRD.
Airsoft. Me and Cody really do have some pretty good airsoft setups.
You have all the gear, but you never went and played. I don't want to hear it.
Listen, Captain Disconnect. We already talked about that. I don't know what to do. You can't come in.
I'm just gonna come to your house and kick in the front door and start shooting you with airsoft.
I'd be so excited.
Joe, you know that's how I work.
Yeah. I mean, Cody, I probably wouldn't. He would probably shoot me with a real gun, but
Misfit says, Cody, my wife just told me that's all I do. Yeah, it's the same with me. My wife has said, you have too many hobbies. We have a 4-car garage. Like 75% of it is my hobbies.
Yeah.
What do we need to do? We need to pick some TLD team captains, and we need to get all like our primary viewers. We'd all get all them together, and then we'll do it like gym style. Like, all right, pick your teams and let's rock and roll. Like someone be like, I don't have any weapons. Like, you're gonna get picked last then.
I want to
go to one of those big airsoft events, like the weekend event.
I'm gonna take this fix. I know he's got that good carrier. He'll be all right. He's got the protection at least. He just needs a good airsoft gun.
Just stay
and
behind
Misfit,
him.
Don't let your wife know that you watch us, because we are not a good influence on your addiction.
Yeah, who was it that? We had a viewer on Facebook one time, Matt, and he watched our thing. We talked about the Romeo Zero for his SIG, and he ended up buying one. He sent this message like, "You guys, I spent so much money just from watching your live chat." If you're out there, Matt, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're watching this. I hope you enjoy your Romeo Zero.
That was actually your fault, Jason. You gave him the discount code.
Yeah, I was like, hey, if you're looking for one, this website. That's my hobby, man. I'm constantly on like all the gun websites looking at deals. I just got a call, in fact, from a company out of Colorado. They're like, I was on a waiting list. Hey, we have those Shield Pluses in stock. Do you still want one? I'm like, heck yeah. I'm calling them tomorrow to buy it and give them the FFL information for my local FFL.
Because that way we can test out some more of those micro red dots we're talking about, right?
No, there's no red dot. The Shield Plus doesn't come with a red dot. No optic cut. I guess I go with the new SIG 365X.
So, Jason, you remember that gun I was talking about, the 365 XL? I told the guy I wanted it.
Oh.
But he's concerned about the shipping it. Remember, I sent that website.
Yeah.
And so I told him to take a look, let me know. And then I said, hey, I'll pay for the shipping, the transfer fees, all that stuff. if you'll take $500 for it. And he's like, let me think about it for a couple days. And he and I were in Turkey together. So like, you know, I know him really well.
It's
And I'm
not
like,
Clint,
I
is
hope I
it?
did. No,
Okay.
it's Winchell Wu. He's a civilian guy. I probably
Misfit
shouldn't have
says
threw his
Gun
name
Deals
out there.
Reddit is a dangerous place. Yes.
Oh, that's Walsh all day.
The
Yeah.
best part about Gun Deals is that now, like, everything is sold out. Like, that's kind of where TLD started, where it was like, hey, guys, I can get this for, like, 80% off. Like, why don't I buy this? And I was like, all right. And then it started to be like, why do you have all this stuff? Like, man, we got it for, like, $20. Nowadays, if, like, there's a deal, if you're reading it, it's gone. Like, you don't even got to worry. You can check it out. You can see the deal you missed. It's exciting.
I haven't bought a new gun. This is the longest I've gone with not buying a new gun in years. I mean, I'm talking last 10, 15 years.
You guys are talking about all these cool pistols. Let's hear how many people in the viewers want to see these cool pistols. I'm the optics and review guy. I'm not the gun guy. You guys got the cool
I'm trying to
guns.
buy it. If he'll sell it, I'm going to buy it. That's the same thing. I was trying to buy that Savage Impulse.
You squeeze the trigger and it go bang. Or in your guys' case, you drop it and it goes bang. I mean,
that brings up a good point, though. We're gonna go well past an hour.
Jason cut me off and didn't even catch the joke. Never mind, Jason.
No, because it doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
so no, this is a good point because John Lovell with Warrior Poet Society, I saw his video on the Springfield Hellcat with the Shield RMS, the same red dot that you have, and he nothing but praises for that thing.
Yeah.
And he talked about he unboxed it and how cool this was. He unboxed it at the range, and then you go and I'm like, oh man, I bet you Joe's gonna love this. And that red dot sucks. Yeah. So it's not just you pulling the trigger.
It sucks. Like it's okay. It's okay. I don't think it's $400 okay.
Yeah, I was about to say it's $400.
I look at it in a different view because John Lovell got that, and how much did he pay for it? Let's be realistic. Nothing. He probably got paid $1,000 to put it on a gun and shoot it.
We're pretty excited to see that optic get.
That's $20,000 in a pocket. You know, I'm just throwing numbers out. Yeah. But like, with mine, luckily I didn't pay $400 for it. I didn't pay $400 for it, so I'm happy about that. But I don't know. Somebody paying $400 for it, I would say try something different first.
Like, Joe, did you try out that? I sent that. If people don't know, I sent that Leupold 2800 over to Joe. I don't know if you tried it out, but that's an expensive rangefinder.
He already shot that.
I was. If he did, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. I was baffled as to how poorly designed that was for a $500 plus rangefinder. Full disclosure, we did not pay for that rangefinder, and if I did, I would have been irate. I would have been back at Cabela's or wherever I bought it from that day. Like, this is ridiculous.
So Misfit says those reviews are such BS. I think that's something that really what Joe talks about a lot. Like, we're willing to go out and pay the money. We're going to try to find a deal. We're willing to go out and pay the money for this stuff and do an honest review and tell you this thing's garbage. I mean, I think we're all pretty good. Even if we get something for free, we're not just going to, cover it with praises. We're going to tell you the things that we don't like about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the deal, right? When people are like, well, we'll send you this, like, okay, but just know we're a 100% honest review channel.
Yeah.
And whatever I feel about it, that's what I'm going to say, regardless of
I've only ever had one item
many feelings it hurts.
There's only one thing I didn't have a con for, and it was like a front dangler. I was like, I can't think of anything.
I remember that. Yeah. So Misfit says 507K is a much better option. I think we all agree on that one. He also says, anytime I see a gun spammed on YouTube, I stay away for a few months. Yeah, I agree. And then Alaskan Ballistics is back. He says, I love my SIG Kilo rangefinders. Yeah, I do too. Walsh is the one that talked me into getting one of those. I love mine.
Yeah, I wish the Kilo, I wish the one I have the 1800. I mean, pretty much just so you know how the numbers work, you can pretty much cut that in half for how far you can get with like a target, like a shooting target, like a deer target. So mine goes out to about 900 or 1,000, which is round about where I need it to be. I wish it just went a little bit above there. I can't shoot that far, but that's kind of where I want to end up. So I would rather have a rangefinder that could go to where I want to get to. But for what I do, that's the one I grab when I need to 100% use. Like, I need to make sure this is perfect and I can see it.
They should just have two different rangefinder, one for hunters and one for long distance. And I don't care what your rangefinder says for ballistics. I don't care. I don't care if it could map out how to shoot around the world. I would never use it.
So
wouldn't.
Misfit says, Joe, just know I will shoot it. I think he's talking about shooting the Shield RMS. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe.
Oh, we're probably talking about shooting the rangefinder.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's what we tell CEOs or brand managers. Like, hey, you can send us that, but if Joe doesn't like it, he's going to shoot it.
And we're not joking. He's like, no, seriously, like, don't send it to Joe. He's gonna shoot it. I'm not gonna.
He
I'm
told
gonna
he
repair
told the
that
Blackhound
relationship.
dudes that.
Yeah.
On the show, live on
Yeah.
the show.
And Joe is like, I'm telling you right now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to shoot it because I don't care about glass clarity. I want the greater magnification. So you got a 35 or whatever, 36 going up against a 24. Like more magnification in the Athlon, the Blackhound's probably going to get shot.
Yeah,
They
it
did
depends.
send us a blem anyway, though. So just in case.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the blem on the glass, and when Jason did a video, the turrets are not clicking and are not tactile like they should. And I'm telling you what, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to mess with it and I'm going to give it a valiant effort. I'm going to take off the turrets. I'm going to put them back on. I'm going to mess with them some more. And if they still don't work, I can almost guarantee you that Blackout getting shot because I need audible clicks. I need it.
I did talk to Blackhound, and they did say that actual optic was one that was taken off the line because it was not actually suitable for a customer. But they're letting us play around with it. But yeah.
So unless you talk to them after the chat, on the chat they said that the glass had a imperfection on the glass that you couldn't see when looking through the optic.
Yeah.
That's why they said that they pulled it off the shelf and it's a blem. Which I'll take a blem all day. I don't care. It got a scratch down it. I don't care.
Yeah, they told me that's the one with the illumination that was messed up that like screwed up a bunch of stuff on the internals.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing real quick, Alaskan, he said he could get out to 1,000 to 1,500 on trees. I'm assuming you have the Sig Kilo 2200, which is like the super magic one that for some stupid reason that makes me want to punch everyone that they pulled off the market. So you can buy them all except for that one now because they pulled it off like a bunch of a-holes because that one actually worked. And I think then they redesigned their entire marketing strategy to not be able to do that anymore with their new lineup. So I'm assuming that you have either the 2000 or the 2200, which is a fantastic rangefinder, and I wish I had it.
Especially for the price. That's the thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Make a rangefinder that just shows me the range.
Yeah.
Make it cheaper. Take away all the ballistic stuff and just show me the range and make it go far.
So you want a Vortex Ranger. Vortex Ranger is what you want. That's just going to range you straight. It's not going to lie to you. It's going to give you that angle, the angle modified range you want. But that Ranger is just going to be straight up what you want.
Yeah.
So Joe says, Misfit, that works except for with the Strybog. All the babies cried about recoil on the A1, so they ruined the gun and made it unreliable piece of crap. I haven't heard that about is the second version bad?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that roller delay, it's really finicky on ammo. So like you may run like a 124 it likes, or it doesn't like, and then you could run a 114 and it doesn't run it. It doesn't like it likes certain round noses and doesn't like others. It's probably the most finicky gun setup I've heard of ever. The A1 can chew most ammo. You get some weird ammo. It doesn't like hollow points.
Yeah. So Misfit replied. He said, "You're so right. What do they expect from a blowback design? I love when these tough guys are recoil sensitive." I'm surprised. I have a Kel-Tec Sub 2000, and I shoot that thing. I don't feel terrible after shooting it, but I always have a bruise or an imprint from that stock. So that stock has kind of like a point at the tip of it. I'll always have an imprint of that stock on my shoulder after shooting it, and I don't feel like it's terrible recoil, but it's just I don't know. It's fine. It shoots great.
I don't know.
Alaskan says you want range and angle modified range. That's it. So the Vortex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The AMR, the angle modified range, you do want that, Joe, because it takes.
I'm just saying all the company with the rangefinder keep trying to cram more stuff into their rangefinder and just keep jacking up the price, and with that, the range suffers because of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so then you have a rangefinder that can tell you how to shoot a 203, but can only go out to 200 yards.
Yeah. Or they preset the distances for you, like in that loophole. And it's like, I don't. Yeah. Why am I?
And they're going to be completely off, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just ask Alaskan if you start doing modified hand loads, how off their ballistics are going to be.
Yeah, because then you start having to mess with the. I talked to Dimitri at Primary Arms about this, and he's like, something that people really get wrong is you start to get into the temperature curve, but also that you start to your ballistic coefficient, like that's based on certain very specific variables where you're at. So he's like, listen, Walsh, you need to get kind of where you're at, and then you need to start messing with the BC so that your BDC then lines up, but you're going to use the ballistic coefficient for that. Don't start messing with like your temperature gauge. Like that guy's so smart. He's showing me all kinds of cool stuff that I never thought of. But yeah, you should actually mess with the ballistic coefficient.
I'd rather just go out and shoot it in the area that I'm at and write it down in my book.
I'm talking if you want it to make sure your BDCs all match up. But agreed, when you make it a lot easier when you just use a mill reticle.
Misfit says, true, my folding brace for my PC charger leaves a mark, but it's too much fun not to shoot as much as possible. I think Cody would agree with you. Although he doesn't have a charger, he just has a PCC.
I wish I could see a review of that.
Dig. Two digs in one.
Charger? The PC charger? You can buy me one. I'll do it. I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay.
No,
we're still
I
waiting
do need to
the
get
other
that.
one.
I do. So
Misfit
has.
Gosh.
So Misfit has one. Would you want to see a TLD review of the PC carbine?
He's going to say no.
He better not.
He's like, why would I want to see that? I already own one.
He's like, I want a review of anything you guys make. Like, yeah, that's right.
There's tons of videos out there.
You want a review of this coffee cup? I'll make it for you.
Not a video with Cody, obviously, or we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah.
Misfit stepped away or something. He's like, we're all waiting for his response, and he's like, well, I'm done.
Yeah, you probably lost half.
Are you on that channel again where they make you buy stuff?
We probably gained double the viewer by coming over to the main channel, and we lost them all when you started talking about radios. They gone. They gone.
Probably. They're all like,
boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
They're just like me. They're like, why am I going to plug that into my headset? That's for that's for my music.
So to be completely fair, Joe's on.
That's for T Swizzle.
You're on your cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at our total viewers in the upper left-hand corner, viewership has gone up since the radios.
Oh, good.
Maybe it is important to be prepared for disasters and actually know how to use it.
They left and came back.
Like, is he done talking about radios? Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, he's done. He's talking about something else. Like, it's cool.
I'm on this channel, and I've left and came back 3 times just tonight.
Comes back, his wall's still on right now.
Hey,
I'm having computer problems, guys.
I drank the Kool-Aid. I have a bale about. I can't.
However you want to say it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can say it wrong.
This is whiskey. Sorry.
Yeah, cool.
I have a bale thing, but I don't want to go get the license. That's what's keeping me from doing it. If there was a...
Can they find you?
You can just get the GRMS license now. Whether there's FRS, GRMS. They used to be really expensive to do. It was like $75 for that family license. Now it's like $25, which is like the same price as the hand license. There's no tests.
Do I have to take off?
Nope.
I'll do that.
You just pay $25 for your family, a family license. You can use GRMS signals, which, you can use GRMS, and you can talk on that. You don't need a call sign. Well, I don't know if they give you calls. I don't know. I have to see all that. But I think they may
still have a full call sign.
But you still get the same distance as like 70 centimeters.
How many people in the 80 had a CB radio in their car?
Everybody.
Yeah. How many people had licenses?
You don't need a license for CB.
No. That's
so Misfit says, living in North Carolina with the gas shortage, you are completely right. We have a 1 hour wait for gas most places. Hey, man, as long as you are aware, you don't put gas in plastic bags, all right?
My wife told me that story.
Do it.
I was just about to share it.
Tupperware.
She was telling me about there was the video of the lady putting it in pouring it into the plastic bag, the grocery bag, and then lifting it up, and then the grocery bag has a whole bunch of holes in it. So then she's trying to put it in another grocery bag. I was like, this is
awesome.
This is the best video ever.
Yeah,
Misfit, are y'all having trouble with diesel?
No.
Ooh, yeah. While you think about that, Misfit, we'll go on to the next one.
Yeah.
So Harry says, importance of radios is underestimated greatly, maybe the only way to communicate at some point. Yeah, if you look at so most city or county disaster response plans, it's ran by like the fire, like the local fire chief or something as the guy that's coordinating all of it, and they always have a ham radio operator that follows them around. So the ham radio operators, a lot of these guys, they're skilled enough to build their own repeaters and have their own repeaters on their land. In a disaster, those are the guys that you want to stick close to, man. They still have communications, things like that. Misfit says she. Go ahead.
I think if we had to set up a network between us or something, we need to communicate in some way, shape, or form. We would need radio. And I was going to yell, like, okay.
Yeah. So Misfit says she double bagged it, so it's okay. And he says diesel's everywhere. So you sold me on. I'm going to be buying. I've been talking with Joe for a while about picking up a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel or a 2500 with Cummins.
I have that. Well, I have the Eco Diesel in my Grand Cherokee.
Yep.
You can tune the hell out of those Eco Diesels too.
Yeah. I wouldn't. You could blow it up pretty easily too.
I already have enough trouble with the all the California crap I got to deal with it. They always sue everybody with diesel engines, and you got to anyway.
Yep. So Harry is saying, is it diesel or diesel? It depends on what part of the country you're from.
Yeah.
Where's Patreon Joe? He's going to tell us how to spell it wrong. We'll get into crazy letters.
I'm just glad that Joe worse speller than me.
No, I think it's just a Joe problem. Like it's just a general...
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm terrible, and I'm always the butt of all the jokes for spelling.
Jason
and now
says diesel.
I have somebody
Cody
to push
says
them
diesel.
Diesel.
Yeah, but Cody's from Louisiana, and I'm from California, unfortunately.
Diesel.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Yeah. Boom. Joe for the win.
Oh, and
middle finger.
I think that's a perfect way. We're wrapping up the show anyway.
We're going to blur that out, Joe.
And to be fair, my dad's name is Joe, and he cannot spell worth a lick. And he says Washington. I keep asking him, is there an R? He says washing machine and Washington. Well, they added R to Washington. Come on.
We are way off the rails.
Diesel.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, Cody. We got some fun for next Thursday.
Yeah.
I think you meant your number one in my book, though.
Who's number one?
See, this is what they do to me all the time, guys. It's helped me out with my writing. I'm not gonna lie. It's helped me out a little bit, but they do it to me all the time.
You're number one.
The best would be
You're number one in my book too.
Where
and especially coming from an accountant. Come on, Harry.
Yeah. Come on, Harry. You can't LARP around the basement with bad spelling.
Walsh, what you got? What you got coming up?
Oh, coming up. I'm working
obviously a radio video.
I had that coming. I'm working on this Sworden video. So I'm gonna be working on this for this week. I'm actually working on the whole storyboard and everything for this video right now, just to kind of show you some comparisons. And then I actually worked with a couple other companies where we're going to get some cheaper headsets. We're going to go through some different ranges of headsets, so we can get some cheap walkers and then work all the way up to something like this. And you can kind of see what you gain and what you need. There could be a position you're like, I don't need something all the way on the right side of the spectrum, but I may not want something all the way on the right. So you can kind of see based on what you need, what would work best for you. I ordered a little lapel mic, so we can actually put them in here, close them up, and test out how some of the audio works. So that could be a fun project in the lesson of audio-video failure. So hopefully it works. But if it doesn't, it'll be a fun adventure for all of us.
Hey, get some of those earbud ones.
Get rid of my walkers.
The earbud ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the earbud ones? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That Bluetooth, so I can listen to T-Swizzle.
Caldwell has some of those too. I think they're gonna send me some of those.
Okay, yeah, get some of them so I can see if they work.
I got So I got a couple cool ones. The other
country music singer.
The other really cool one we're working on. I want to share this with you guys. This is something me and Jason have kind of talked about in the works for a little bit. This is actually Somewhere Labs. This is a little device we're going to try and do some fun stuff with that allows you to get back on grid if for some reason you are using a cell phone signal. Let's say Jason goes out hiking and he finds himself off grid. He needs to have a cell phone signal. He's got an emergency situation. He could tap an SOS on here to reconnect. So I'm going to show you some really cool stuff we can do with this. We're going to lean a little bit towards the civilian side at the beginning, and then we're going to go wild into the military side of it, into the tactical group setting with it after that. So a lot of cool stuff. That'll be a little bit further out, but
between you hacking cell phone towers and Cody getting a radio without a license, it's only going to be me and Jason on this show.
I only listen to the weather on my radio, Joe.
I don't know how to get to anything else. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
I watched a YouTube video and I programmed some channels on it, but
that's right.
I don't know how to. I know how to get to the weather channel.
Misfit says Facebook ads got me to order some Axel earbuds.
That's the Axill ones.
They're
Those
actually
aren't AXL.
pretty good. I wouldn't recommend for indoors, but outdoors they are great. Why would you be wearing
thank you, buddy.
Axel earbuds indoors? Listen
Thanks,
to
buddy.
T-Swizzle, that same rapper with Joe over there.
All right, stay on track.
I still have no idea who T-Swizzle is.
I can't.
Oh, is it really Taylor Swift?
Were you
Yeah.
guys more
Oh, okay.
organized when I was gone? Like, were you guys like very structured?
So I
Like,
remember. Hold on.
No.
Last sidebar. So Joe and I, when we were down in Georgia, we went to watch a movie together, and one of the
Aw.
I think it was the opening scene or the ending scene was a Taylor Swift song. We started singing it. Remember that? Like we were shouting it in that movie theater, singing that song.
I don't remember that.
it was like
I remember. I'll say the other comment that might remind you. It's a little too offensive for in here.
What a bunch
After.
of ruffians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason?
I do remember we played the doorknob game, and Jason is the most legit doorknob and safety. Don't look at it weird, Walsh. If you don't know the game, then you didn't live life.
No. I remember now. It goes like,
Okay.
oh,
So
yeah.
we walked out of the theater. We're at a mall.
Oh,
We
yeah.
walked out of the theater, and the rule is you have to touch a doorknob. It can't be a handle, right?
Yeah.
All the stuff around the mall with a handle. I called doorknob on him. That dude takes off running. I'm not
At
going to
the
chase
mall
him.
parking
I
lot,
drove.
man.
I
Yeah.
drove. He has to come back to the truck, and I'm going to whoop him at the truck. Like 30 minutes later, he called me. He went to Walmart and went into the hardware section and touched the doorknob in the hardware section of Walmart. He said, "Can you come pick me up from Walmart?" Which was like 2 miles down the road, dude.
It's across the street from the mall.
Yeah.
Joe is like, I got you, man.
Yes.
Yeah, we are. We're off the rails.
So because of Jason, we had to change the rule to only one good lick.
Mm,
Yeah.
can't be
Okay.
I tell you, that's
Jason,
all
what
good.
you got
though.
coming up?
Greg Ghost Gear. I got Greg Ghost Gear belt in the works. So we had talked about this before. I'm going to talk about the duty belt that was issued to me. I went out and purchased a Grey Ghost belt to act as my duty belt. I really like their company. And there were some things I didn't like about it. I used it as my duty belt. I just didn't like some things about it. And so we were going to do a review on that one when Grey Ghost reached out and they said, hey, we have basically version 2.0, which they sent to us. And we're going to talk about the things that they upgraded. Some of the things that I didn't like about version 1 that they fixed with version 2, and some of the things that they didn't fix, in my opinion.
I'm excited. We've become the belt snobs of things. Like it's like the fine cheeses. We're like, oh, I don't know, I like this kind of cheese.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
two people have become the belt snobs.
Joe.
So it's been snowing in Colorado in May. If you believe it or not, I think it snowed 4 days out of May. And actually stuck. Like we had 3 inches of snow on my truck one day. So I haven't gotten out to the range. I still need to shoot the plate, and I still need to try for 1,000 yards. Hopefully in the next 2021, I'll be able to do that.
You should have more time in about a month or so.
Yeah.
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 If I don't
so yeah.
roll into my next job.
Yeah.
Official team vote. Yes, we definitely need a "We're Off the Rails" T-shirt.
I like that.
What if we have like the YouTube play button? We're off the rail. I don't know. We have to figure that out.
Well, yeah, we'll come up with some cool design for it. I'm sure that would be good.
So I don't have anything coming up because every time I promise that I have something coming, I don't do it. So I'm not doing anything. But maybe something will happen. We'll
You're
see.
managing this
Yeah.
live chat.
Well, you got your new thing is the next Thursday live chat.
Yeah. By the way, we're 30 minutes past an hour, so you're failing.
Yeah. No
No, I
way.
tried to-
control this.
How many
How
times
many
have we
viewers
gone
do we
rails,
still
Cody?
have? How
I
many
tried to
viewers do
start
we have
shutting
right
it
now?
down at 50, and when we were at 40 minutes. Remember, I'm like, we're already at 40 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
Wrap it
He
up.
tried.
Remember?
He tried. Yeah, I do.
I think
I got
so.
you, Cody.
Oh boy.
I think that happened.
It's okay.
Then we went off the rails
Anyway.
because of your inability to keep us focused. And
Yes. But this is why people come. We enjoy it. This is why we do this every
Yeah.
Thursday. get fired from my one
Fired.
job. So, guys, we've talked about it before. Like when this wasn't doing well on that other channel, you know, we had 3 views or something. We discussed going down to a month, but we decided let's move it back to the main channel and continue to do it every week because we enjoy interacting with you guys. So if you guys enjoy it, leave us some comments, send us some messages, keep us motivated. You know, you got Walsh and Jason, you know, they're trucking along, pumping out videos. Joe and I are just hanging out. That's what we're here for, hanging out and looking good. But continue to come back every Thursday. Continue to hang out with us. Bring your friends. Let all your buddies know this is what we do on Thursday nights. Bring everybody. We'll have some drinks and BS. My computer's trying to go to sleep on me right now. Just hang on. But we'll see you guys next Thursday. We love you. Take care. Be safe. See you later.
Later, everyone.